everyone, it's Linda Canase from LyndaCreates. I want to share this gingerbread house that I made using two dies that I designed for Trinity Stamps. One is the Milk Carton Box and the other is the Milk Carton House Add-on die that creates all these other fun embellishments. But I took it into a new project that I did for Christmas. It's a gingerbread house, and I used some vintage lace, vintage rickrack, and created this fun, you can see the sparkly snow on the roof, milk carton that actually opens up like a milk carton. There. That opens up like a milk carton so you could fill it with treats. And then I recycled this little Santa from the packaging that the paper came in and just added him. So let me show you how I made this. To make this project, I'm starting with the die that I designed for Trinity Stamps called Milk Carton and the Milk Carton House Add-on. They're two separate dies, but one makes a really cute little milk carton. The other one adds all these fun little pieces to turn it into a cute little house. So I'm starting with those two dies. I have a 6x6 paper pad. I'm using the Echo Park Jingle All the Way. It's an older pack, but it had some nice tiny prints. That's what I needed. Some red cardstock, white cardstock, and the most fun part is this. I have some old white rickrack, vintage rickrack, some thrifted lace, and I'll show you the pattern that I found. Again, you want to think in small scale because it is a smaller project. And I also have some white cording, satin cording. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, but I just thrifted that recently, so it is kind of the fun idea that I have for this. And I have some liquid adhesive, so let me go ahead and get started. So I started by die cutting two of the Milk Carton House pieces out of crafts cardstock that I die cut, and I am going to crease along the lines. Now, those horizontal lines, you have a tall vertical line here. You have these two tabs here. And now you have, I don't know if you can see it, there are two angular lines, which makes total sense because it's a milk carton. So you'd have that hole. This one's a little bit more difficult because you have to play it. I would also recommend folding it outwards and inwards, because in a milk carton it could be the spout or it could be the structural part. So that's one. Now this one looks like a glue tab, but it's actually the very top of the roof, so you kind of want to fold it gently towards you. So now once you have those two sides or two pieces done, you want to take your, I'm going to use liquid adhesive. And then you want to flip it over, and what I always do is put the seam in the center so you know it's going to be square. So now you have a tube, and what you can do very simply fold in the bottom. Now what I always do at this point is I flip it back over, make sure it's square, and then I use my burnishing tool to press down inside. And I love the iCrafter burnishing tool because it has these 90-degree angles, and so you can get way in there and create the flat square bottom. Okay, so now you still have this box shape. We're going to bend in the points gently, and they're going to come together at the top, just like a milk carton. But the thing is that you also want to, and it doesn't matter which side, you also want to have one that comes outwards. So like a typical milk carton, the pour spout could go in and come out. And you want to make sure before you go any further that everything works like it should at this point, that it folds out. Now the trick is to then apply adhesive only across half of the top. So you can measure it or just eyeball half of the top. Put a fair amount of glue up there so that it holds, and pinch it together and just hold it like that until it holds together. And by gluing only half of the top makes it exactly like a milk carton, where the spout will still open, but it will also stay sealed like a milk carton. One of the things in choosing this particular lace, and I know you're going to find all different kinds of lace out there, but what I wanted to do, I'm going to cut apart these items, because they will be like the little decoration from a gingerbread house, but then I'll also have this bottom part. So let me show you what I already did. So I'll set this here. You can see I cut these little fancy pieces. Because I have this triangular piece coming out, I'm going to glue it in here. So it's just like a little decorative piece. And I want to make sure this stays nice and tight while I'm doing this. And I'm just going to take some liquid adhesive because it's going into a narrow little area. I'm going to use my reverse tweezers. I'm just going to set it in there. And that's just to make it like a gingerbread house, a little bit of decor and cuteness to it. Now, if you can't find lace that you like for this project, for gingerbread house, you can use a marker, white marker, and draw some kind of little pattern on this. Obviously, before you seal it up, it'd be hard to draw. The other thing too, on my lace, when I cut off those top pieces, I now have this shape at the bottom, and I have a use for that as well. So I'm going to set this aside for 1 minute while I work on the next part, which is this vintage rickrack. So the part that opens, you can see here like a milk carton will. And I'm going to do it, give it a little helping hand the first time it opens. It'll be much easier later on. Once you get it trained to open like this, it'll be fine. But Just want to make sure all the folds are used to opening that way. So now I'm going to close it. So this is going to be the front of my house. So from the back, I'm going to start the rickrack. And first things first, I want to cut this edge. It's close to a 90-degree or straight line, just so it starts. You just want to make sure everything down straight, and once you have it enough length, you cut that little extra piece off. And that little extra, the seam right here is at the back corner of it, so it's less visible. So now we could get out the die cut pieces. Front door, I did 3 windows. I decided to add little bits of red inside the window. There's also these shutters. So door, 3 windows, because there's 3 sides, shutters for everything, and then what I'm going to do is on the inside of the windows, I'm going to put a little bit of red just to add a little bright color to it. So let me go ahead and do that. Again, on the side with the opening is going to be the side that I put my door. So that's going to go. And the door cuts out this little heart-shaped opening. So I just cut it out of red cardstock, or the heart-shaped decorative cardstock. And I just thought that adding the red just gave it such a pretty little pop of color. And because it has this tiny little, I'm going to show you, snowflake pattern on that paper, the scale was perfect to do like little windows. Now these are the shutters. So I'm going to repeat that on the 3 sides. Okay, got that done. Now, let me show you this piece of lace again. The bottom part that I saved, I'm going to put it as a little window box underneath. I may need to cut off one more of these bits of lace. And again, this lace worked out perfectly for that. If you don't have lace that can do this, you can always use a marker, a white marker. And I was also, the reason I was looking at this, I was thinking, this looks more like icing because of the dimension. So I was thinking if the rickrack didn't work or if I didn't have enough, I could always use this satin cording. But the rickrack was my first choice. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry a little bit. Okay, so I have the windows done. Now I have, this is the chimney, so I'll do that one last. But I have these roof shingles, and I cut it out of glitter cardstock, white glitter cardstock, and I cut 6 of each. And the reason I say each is there are 2 different styles. One has a full scalloped on each end, and one has a half scallop on each end. So what you want to do is do 3 of each, and you want to stagger them. So full, half, full, half, full, half. So did that make sense? So this has a full scallop, so 5 full scallops, and then you have the half scallops. Full, half, full, half. And you want to do this because it'll stagger it on the roof, like a typical roof would have. So I'm going to start with the first 6, and you want to start at the bottom. What I would suggest at this point is a little clip to hold that side closed. Okay, so just as we start on it, and I am going to start, actually what I want to start is with a full, because it's going to go down here, and I think it'll just look prettier as a full piece. Okay. Now I'm going to want to make sure it's straight. Okay. And then when you come with the second piece, and this is the half scallop, the way you want to lay it on is so that it is just high enough, let me point out, just high enough so you don't see any gaps in the high areas or in these areas right here, so you don't see the brown underneath. So okay, let's see what's the best. Okay, you could kind of see it there. So what you're doing basically is staggering them, and again you want to place it so, see how you could see the brown in the little points there? That's what you want to hide, but just enough so that it's hidden right in here, so you don't see the brown or the color underneath. And then you'll have, now I need to take off the clip here because we are at the top, and this one should come right along the seam at the top there, right there, so that this last one will go right along the top here, just like that. So now you have the little sparkly glitter roof, and you just repeat that on the other side. Okay, so now we have the roof line done. Now just making the chimney, and the chimney is really easy. There are just some crease lines, there's 2 crease lines, blue tabs there. So once you have that and you have these glue tabs, you don't want to press these glue tabs too far down. You want them just perpendicular to the sides, because we are going to now add some adhesive here. And I want to show, okay, so in the chimney or in the roof, this is the side with the open spout. So the side that is glued shut, you just want to lay it in the slot like that, and the glue tabs will attach to the roof. It saddles it, and the little glue tabs on the bottom are now attached to the roof. So we are almost done. Okay, so there's the spout. So if you want to add some Christmas treats, or some little winter goodies, you could even, because this is so easy to do, you could turn this into an advent calendar, and have a whole village set up. You could do maybe different colors or different lace, something to make them all a little different, and have a whole village and their numbers each day. But this is the gingerbread house, and I have one more thing that I've been kind of waiting to do, not sure, but on this paper pad, see Santa standing there? I wanted to add him. So yes, I'm going to do okay. So on a whim, I decided I wanted Santa coming out of the chimney. I just don't know which direction. Maybe I do it at an angle like that. Don't know yet. But you could have had him, you could have him standing by the window. Or, maybe even cuter, have him standing by the chimney, like that. I was thinking coming out of the chimney. Not sure, but as I was preparing this project, I saw the cover of this paper pad and this perfect size Santa to fit somewhere. So I might add him right here. He's perfect size. Could be standing by the front door. That's kind of cute too. So this is my milk carton die that I designed for Trinity Stamps. Please check them out at trinitystamps.com. And the secondary pieces to make like the chimney, the roof, the windows, the door is the Milk Carton House Add-on pieces, also that I designed for Trinity Stamps. And then I just added some lace bits and recycled Santa from the front of the box or the paper pad. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out all my other videos on my YouTube channel, or visit my website at LyndaCreates. That's Linda with the Y, L-Y-N-D-A, LyndaCreates.com, to see all the other fun projects. I did a Halloween milk carton house, had so much fun, and immediately thought that I must do a gingerbread milk carton house for the holidays, the Christmas holidays. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!